Hey, everybody, Mark Herman, a.k.a. LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms, and I am joined here by superfan Heath Goldman and Riley Goldman. And this is my daughter, Katie, and this is the Wildcat Recap of Jungle Talk. Woo! Hoo-day! And boy, this was, I don't know about anybody else, but I aged like 10 years during that game, but I'm so happy that we get to go. And the victory horn. We get the double whammy for a hard-fought playoff win. Oh my gosh! I'm telling you, I got to catch my breath. I was like, when number 3 dove out for that ball and the Hail Mary, my heart stopped because I said, "Oh no!" I just thought about AJ Green when he just stood there and throwing his breadbasket. But oh, what a crazy game! This is by far the toughest defense we're going to face on our way to the Super Bowl. And I'm just glad that we survived it.
Hey, by the way, I know he had a couple cheap penalties at the end there. Kudos to Carmen Jackson for stepping in and protecting that left side.
Yeah.
Kudos to Carmen Jackson.
I could not believe
Jackson
Carmen. I could not believe how we never got holding penalties. We got one on Zeitler at the end, but they called Carmen on a ticky-tack hold, and literally Zeitler and that O-line, Hendrickson was held on every play, and then they called Carmen on a ticky-tack holding penalty. But overall, I'm so glad we escaped with the win. But what a crazy game. First of all, let's go through it. Tale of two halves. In the first half, we had a tale of two quarters because the first quarter was all us, and I don't think we could have played a worse second quarter than what we did. No, I mean, that was the fumbles, the big plays. I mean, I can go through all my notes, but just absolutely horrible second quarter, including the missed PAT by Money Mac, who did make his other kick after that, but we're just shaking our heads.
And usually you're yelling at me because I'm sitting here yelling at you along the way, and you tell me just wait till the second half. This team makes the adjustments, and you know what? We did. It was a much better second half. We stressed it, but we made the second half adjustments.
Yeah, no.
And you know what? Father, daughter, father, son, watching the game together. It was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. There we go. Hey,
I just noticed my battery is slow. So if you lose Riley and me here shortly, you're gonna have to finish up the show.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. It'll be his battery went dead. So, well, let's get through it. You know, I felt like the whole game, their O-line outplayed our defensive line on the run game because they seemed to be in 2nd and 3 and 2nd and 2 on ones where we should have had. We should have stopped them. And then we would have plays where it was an almost sack. And not only did we not get the sack, but it turned out to be a huge play for them. I mean, Huntley would make the pass. Like I said, it was so frustrating because we gave up some big plays on just, we worked so hard and then give up 30 yards on a Huntley run inside the 5.
Same thing against Brissett that day against Cleveland. I mean, on Monday night, we saw we were getting to pressure, just wasn't sacking, and the next thing you know, they throw it up and they caught a bunch of passes down the field for them, honestly.
Yeah, well, fortunately, in the second half, we always talk all the time about situational football, and following that big breakdown where Huntley runs it inside the 5, we had, what was it, Riley, you were telling me it was the first? Well, go ahead.
First go-ahead defensive touchdown in the playoffs since 1996.
Okay. Do we know who did it in 96?
I couldn't find it.
Okay.
And what I also saw just now, that it was a 98-yard fumble recovery and touchdown. It was the longest recovery fumble in the playoffs.
Oh, so kudos. Logan Wilson jumps up, knocks the ball out, clearly a yard short, and you can't do that kind of stretch play from the 2. Clearly a yard short, falls right into the perfect defensive lineman to catch the ball because Reeder's going to get chased down. Hill's going to get chased down, either Hendrickson or Hubbard, and I think Hubbard's a little faster. So, I mean, that was the right defensive lineman to have it fall right in his blood basket, and man, he's gone. That was beautiful. Oh. Just like the Dax Hill penalty in the second quarter kind of switched the momentum, that just turned the game. I mean, they were about to go in. That's a 14-point swing instead of them going. That was huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah, that play felt like I chugged a cup of coffee and all the adrenaline hit. That what changed it. It was so nice.
Unbelievable. So, just a hard fought game. But I don't know about you. We didn't finish enough tackles.
No.
I felt like there were ones where we made contact 2 yards after it, and we let them get 3 or 4 or 5 more yards to where they would be in second and shorts. We have to clean that up next week. I mean, there was a lot of stuff. Also, we lost. We didn't hear anything about Jonah's injury. Have we heard anything? I know he's questionable to return, but okay.
Well, hopefully we get Kappa back next week.
Yeah.
You know, hey, this is playoff football. Everybody's banged up a little bit. Riley had a volleyball tournament, so we didn't get to really watch the game earlier today, but it looked like Miami gave Buffalo a hell of a run for it.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, we didn't hear his name all game, and that's a good thing. Max Sharper played a heck of a game. We never heard not an offsides, not a motion, not a holding penalty. What a great midseason acquisition he was. I mean,
didn't hear much about Adeniji too on that right side.
No.
We had some pressure, and they ran the ball, but we didn't hear much about either one of those guys. And when you don't hear about the offensive lineman,
that's a good thing. Yeah, no, that's a good thing. I want everybody, because I read this all the time on Facebook and on Twitter. Stop crowing about why Dax Hill is not getting time. If you need to know why Dax Hill wasn't getting time, he was 3 of our penalties. And one of them cost us 4 points. We were off the field, and his illegal hands to the face, or the face mask, that right there, that cost us 4 points. He ran out of bounds on a punt without being touched. Just the guy's not ready. I know he was our first rounder. Cam Taylor-Britt clearly is ready. Dax Hill's not ready. If he's forced into play, he's forced into play, but I don't want to see any more tweets or complaints about Dax Hill not getting playing time, because the coaches know more than us. There's a reason why he's not on the field. So, any other takeaways? What do you guys got? Other than...
I was telling you as we were watching this game together, my stomach was in knots the entire game. I mean, I was never nervous about this game leading up to it, which then made me nervous because it's just there was something I was missing. And you know what? The Baltimore played a hell of a game. I'll tell you what, though. Thank God Harbaugh had no clock management at the end.
Yeah.
They're huddling. They're wasting time. I mean, they didn't get the ball running. They're looking for passes. We're getting pressure finally. We're dropping back. There's no open receivers. And that's, I mean, thank God. I can't stand the Harbaugh brothers, but
yeah. Well, you being an Ohio State guy, his brother coaches Michigan. There's no mystery on the love loss. We were sitting there looking at each other going, why aren't they in more of a hurry up mode? And I realized when it was over 2 minutes left, I said, well, they want to make sure that this is the last possession of the game. But when we got inside a minute 30 and stuff, and they were huddling, I can only think it was because they don't trust Huntley to audible. So he has to literally wait for the play to come in from the sideline, and they can't run hurry up. They don't have the quarterback to do that. That's all I can think of.
We've got some things we got to clean up, obviously, before we go see Buffalo next week. And, you know, Chase had one where it was a little over his head. Usually he brings that down. I mean, those plays have to be made next week against Buffalo. Yeah,
we had chances to end the game a lot earlier, and we could not make that one play. Chase's ball, there was a bunch of Mixon drops a screen pass because he's looking upfield. That even if we don't get the first down on the next play, because that was a second down play, but that puts us in a 3rd and short, and we keep the clock running. That's at least another minute and a half off the clock. But we're forced into a passing situation. We throw an incomplete, and now all of a sudden there's an extra 2 minutes on the clock for them.
How about Crispin taking one for the team too?
Oh yeah. He even did his best Academy Award. You know, from the angle we were watching, I said, that's a bigger hit than the first one he took. And then we looked at it, it was like he was never touched. It's a good no call. But boy, he certainly threw. That's an Oscar-nominated, performance there. That's worthy. So, but we've got work to do. But hey, you know what? We live to play another week. America, as well as both fan bases, Bills and Bengals, will finally get to see the game we never got to see, the game that never happened. So
but the difference is, though, is we're going to Buffalo as opposed to in the jungle.
and we're going there with a big chip on our shoulder. If we get weather like they had this morning, it was 5-mile-an-hour winds, like 20-degree temperatures, but very good for Buffalo. If we can get that kind of weather, and I watched what Miami did today. I mean, I'm sure most of our people watching watched that game. Miami put 31 up on them. I mean, and we're way better than Miami. So this is going to be, it's a winnable game for us. It is. And we're going to be pissed.
Tell them what they need to do about all the.
Oh, yeah. Please. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. And hit the low subscribe, hit the bell so you get the notifications. And also hit the thumbs up. It helps us out in the analytics at YouTube. So please, help us out and hit those thumbs up. It's all we ask is just support the channel. This is by fans, for fans. You're looking at super fans. I mean, both Heath and I are lifelong Bengals fans. I've been a fan since the team came into existence in '68, and we both raised our children properly because they are hardcore Bengal fans.
Yeah.
Which notice the name change in my name block.
That's right.
I saw that.
Oh,
That's funny.
huge Sam Hubbard fan. So, hey, since it's sitting right here, I saw this the other day. Kudos to Sam Hubbard. This is a picture that was done at I think it's a Holy Grail signing, but it's Sam Hubbard's first touchdown against Miami. Do you remember when he got that TD? So there's a picture signed by Sam. I can't remember who sent me this photo, but somebody in Cincinnati went to the signing, and it wound up here at the Bengals Shrine West. And but I saw this today, and it's just so fitting that a touchdown photo, and I'll have to look for one. Maybe they have one of him lumbering downfield with Mixon throwing the key block there at the end.
Right. If anyone's feeling extra generous too, he does have a really great foundation called Hubbard's Cupboards, where he stocks classrooms with supplies.
Yes.
So if you really love him, maybe donate.
Yeah, support his foundation.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Awesome. So, all right.
Well, I'm not sure it's going to have $7 million worth.
Well, that had a nationwide appeal, but you know what? When Andy Dalton hit, speaking of it, it's right over there on my shoulder. There, that's signed 4th and 12 by Tyler Boyd. All right, but okay, when Andy Dalton made that pass to Tyler Boyd, there was $500,000 went to Andy Dalton's charity for Bill's Mafia.
For the Mafia, yeah, exactly. That's what I thought it was.
So they loved us. We broke their playoff drought by pushing him in and beating the Ratbirds at the same time. I mean, that's a win-win. So, but all right, well, good times. We'll be back with the preview of the divisional round. I don't know if you're going to be available Thursday. Hopefully you can. Jake and I will be here talking gambling, talking everything. And then we're right back. Let's see when we play next week. But yeah, the game that we never got to see, we get to see next week. I think the NFL is going to be happy about that this game's happening. But they definitely screwed us on the location. So,
hooray, baby!
Hooray! All right. So with that, I'm going to say hooray, everybody. Enjoy the win, everybody. We can all sleep good tonight.
Yes,
Take care.
Can.
Hooray!